Welcome to Leadership in 320. I'm Brennan.
And I'm Mitchell.
And we are back. We back at it.
So nice to see all of you again.
It is week. We haven't done a week check-in in a minute. It's as far as episode number, but
I'm lost. All I know is I need toes along with my fingers now.
well, yeah.
But they are covered up.
I think it is. I think we're into the double digits, a few into the double digits. And this is going to talk about and this is going to be something that's easy to talk about tonight with you in front of me because you do this to me. You put me in a bad mood most of the time.
I believe I raise you up just like Josh Groban does.
I think you don't. Maybe in big picture things, but like in little nuanced things, I want to jump on your back and put you in a headlock most of the time.
But really, you are jumping on my back because I'm carrying you.
Looks like you've been carrying something. Two heavy water pails with your
They weren't that heavy.
scoliotic back. Is that a thing?
I don't know if that is or not. Undiagnosed.
I don't even know. Are you sure? I think I could diagnose it. I don't even think it's the back. It's as far as being concerned.
I think it's just my entire posture.
I just mean back to if I jumped on your back, are you carrying me? I would be much more concerned about your ankles or your knees or something else giving out before that.
It's because they're as big around as this cord.
That's maybe it. And this just your body was.
My body was made to be broken.
Wasn't put together with your body was put together with the effort that I would do like in an art project.
I think the good Lord was definitely pretty short on time that day. He's just gonna whip things together.
It was short on materials too.
Except for my head.
Yeah.
He used 80% of my materials just for my dome.
Yeah. No. Maybe that's what it is. Your noggin's so big, your rest of your body can't support it.
Like a real life bobblehead.
Yeah. No. Anyways, visiting.
So bottom line, see, I put you in a better mood.
No,
That's what we're talking about.
In a roundabout way. Visiting tonight about, what does one do when they're in a bad mood? They're in a bad spot. What does one do? What does one go to? And we're going to hammer that out a little bit. First of all, I like these questions that we don't rehearse by any stretch, but I like seeing your reaction. Especially being whenever I ask you any question, even if it's not a hard question, you'd think that you're like taking a spelling test over there.
A spelling test, that'd be easy.
You're not that great of a speller.
I'll beat you in a spelling test.
We debunked that a couple of years ago. Anyways, Charlie, what puts you in a bad mood?
What puts me in a bad mood? I'm really not in a bad mood all that often.
That sounds like someone that was a very defensive answer for a
I'm
very non-defensive question.
I'm going to say 90% of the time, whatever puts me in a bad mood was something that was completely pointless and not something that should have put me in a bad mood.
So you can't come up with anything that puts you in a bad mood. You're just that carefree of a guy. He's so light.
No, I think something that actually legitimately puts me in a little bit of a bad mood, and this just goes to show you how whimsical and carefree I am, I guess.
Oh, for God's sakes. What is going on right now? Let's hear it. What are you going to say when I get the wrong order or what?
No.
This is like baloney right now. Let's hear it.
If I am around someone or people who are in not the best mood, and if I exert my energy to try to put them in a better mood and it doesn't work, then I don't like that, and then I get crabby, and then within like 5 minutes that person is usually in a better mood, and then I just decide I'm over it, I'm gonna stay in a bad mood for a while.
Know what that answer was? That was like the classic interview response to the question of name 3 your good qualities and one quality that is not your strongest suit. And how, you flip the answer around and make them all a good one.
Sometimes I feel like my greatest weakness is that I care too much.
Yeah. That's what that answer was. Know what song if I had the soundboard here and I knew how to use things, know what I would click if I had the ability to start playing a song in the middle of that answer?
What?
What song it would be? And I really like this song, that Jake Owen one, that this is real life, or whatever, in the real world.
Oh, yeah.
Which I want to listen to that as soon as we're done here, because that sounds like an absolute jam right now. But that's what I wanted to. It's like, Mitchell, I am so disappointed in that answer.
Well, how about this? This is starting to make me mad.
Yeah, you could have said me. I mean, I'm gonna dish out some real stuff.
You can't tell me what actually makes me mad. You can't.
Oh, well, I'm just always so happy. I just can't even think, even though that wasn't the question. And then you let off with, well, like 94% of the time.
I said 90.
Oh, but sometimes what makes you mad is when I am so positive and I put in my effort to bring others up. And when it doesn't work, then I become a little upset.
How about this?
Believe me, I know you probably better than anybody on this earth. That answer was, I think, a lie.
We're only going to need one camera
actual.
soon because I'm going to be up in your business over there.
Up in my business. Oh God, I made him angry, everybody. He's going to be up in my business.
So I got one. I got a legit one. If I have what I perceive as my plan for the day or the weekend or the evening, I maybe haven't shared this perceived plan with anyone other than just it's in my head. But it's my plan, and this is all day. I'm like, it might not even be like a big crazy plan. It might just be like, oh, we're gonna do this for supper, and then I'm gonna watch the Twins game or whatever it is. And if my plan gets stepped on a little bit by someone else,
anybody else. See, now we're talking. Here's some real stuff.
Then
know why? Yeah, you don't like when things don't go your way.
Because it's true.
Because one, you are.
I may turn into a bit of a baby.
How are you? You're going to take offense to this.
No, I doubt it.
I think you might.
You've said some mean stuff to me before. I really doubt I'll take offense.
I think you might. How can I say this in a way that is factual in my head anyways? You are a very strange hybrid of a person in that you are one of the most generous people I know, but on the same hand, also the most selfish I know. And I think you are very and generous. You are super selfish with your time.
Yeah, I'll agree with that. I'm incredibly selfish.
You are on Charlie time all the time.
Time is the most valuable thing one can own.
Yes, you're just
I feel like I am generous with my time, but I feel like
you're generous with your time when that allotment of time fits somewhere where you don't have anything else going on or something that doesn't rank in priority.
Maybe you're just not asking me to do fun enough things. Yeah,
we talked about this a few episodes ago where, again, when you asked me, and again, that was just being funny about, because I said the exact same thing to you. Maybe you're not asking me to do fun enough things. And you're like, oh, whatever else. I'm like, literally the last phone call you made, Brennan, come to my crawl space and put concrete up on the wall.
No, I was down there and I asked if you wanted to join me.
No, I think that is. And this isn't going to turn a bash, but that is very true with you. You, like, maybe you just have more hobbies than me too. But, like,
not really. I don't know.
And not like I am a king by any means, because my goodness, and believe me, we'll get to my stuff. But like, if you ask me to do something, I feel like we can agree, and if not, then that's okay, because we're just gonna drop it. Because then I'm gonna be up all in your business, just off of mine. Mommy's getting too close to the car. No, but I feel like a strength of mine would combat with a weakness of yours just in this avenue. Like if someone needs something from me, I would probably show up sooner than you would. You are still going to show up.
I'm always be there.
It might be 20 minutes later, or I might be
there getting in there in time for supper.
3 days later. Yeah, you that would be the prime example, which I'm just kidding on this. You like this line. Yeah, I shouldn't use it on you.
But you have to now. Let's hear it.
No. Well, someone share it with me. It's not live. I think it's hilarious. If
this is what I think it's going to be, this is not true. I will fight you if you bust out this 3-word term.
No. What? No, that has nothing to do with that.
All right, we're good then.
Are you talking about the attraction again?
Attraction.
Are you talking about fatherhood?
Yeah.
What? We're not even talking about that. You are deeply offended by that. That's literally not what we're talking
Carry
about.
on.
No, no, it's just a little joke on the line. Is
hear it.
well, you know it, but it's this describes you in this instance that we're talking about. Is what do bosses and blisters have in common? You've heard that.
Oh, yeah, I got it now.
They both show up after all the work's done. Oh God, thank God Mitchell's here. Is the putting all the tools away or whatever else it may be.
Oh, Asia, I can't believe you've never seen the binoculars I have. I'm usually parked about a quarter mile away, just waiting to see for the shovels to drop.
Oh my God. No. See, I like that.
Hey, I got thinking of this too. You said about I only ask you to do like work or projects and stuff. I ask you all the time to come over. We can grill or we can play bocce ball, and you're always like, "No."
You actually don't.
Yeah, because you don't ever come.
Huh?
You've never
That's
come
not true.
over.
I always come. I'll complain about it, but I still come. That's because bocce ball is maybe the dumbest game I've ever played in my entire life.
It's like
it involves zero skill.
No, you just don't have the skill. It's like croquet, but with your hands. It's amazing.
I don't like croquet either.
Yeah, me neither, because you have to hit. It's harder with the mallet, but this you just get free reign.
Surprising as is with my current physique, I still like activities that involve some form of skill or some form of effort.
You ask Dan.
I'll play bocce ball with you in 30 years.
I don't got that kind of time.
Huh?
I don't got that kind of time.
Oh my God. No, that's besides the point. I mean, like, I'd rather play like a game of horse or something. But you wouldn't want to play those games.
Why?
Because you get lit up. By me. By me.
You're
Which
dumb.
is sad. Because once in a while I look in the mirror and I'd be very offended if I got beat in anything by me. Like if I was someone that wasn't me.
You get mad if someone got.
Huh?
You wouldn't get mad if someone looked like you beat you in a wing eating contest.
Well, that'd be expected.
That just looks like
That boy looks like he knows how to eat.
guy looks like his full-time job is eating wings and drinking ranch. Ranch Wilder.
I like ranch. I'm not wild about ranch, but I'll eat it. I mean, I would with wings.
Wow.
I could eat them without anything too.
Put enough ranch in there. I don't even know what kind of sauce is on the wings.
I think it'd be rotten. What is this? I don't know if this is a meatball or a hunk of chicken. Is this a piece of old folded up frozen pizza? Or a chicken wing? I don't know. That ranch is dripping. As long as it's hot, I don't care what it is.
I fight with Ashley about these.
Hey,
we're all over the board. You need.
No, I'm gonna come back.
Thick viscosity ranch though.
Viscosity.
I don't want no runny ranch dripping like water.
You want it thick?
I want it thick. I want some good.
I think you just need to stop
good
right now.
Country ranch.
Okay. Yeah, I was gonna say I don't want to start re-recording for.
We're not re-recording.
Well, good. That's why I said we were done with whatever path you were going down.
That was
there.
it. I just wanted to get it out there.
What do I do when upset? First of all, things that make me upset. I'd say a lot of it funnels right back into something similar to what you said. Like I said, that's why I was applauding.
When you're trying to make people happy.
The real answer with when things don't go the way you want them to go, which is so remarkable. And we could talk Kevin through and through here on this. Kevin, of course, has some not good words in there once in a while just mixed in, but stuff doesn't go, the way you want it to go. And, all this stuff, and, stuff takes more time, and all these lessons we've been garnered the last 30 years and all the little initiatives and stuff we've taken on little projects, I still have in my head, about how good things should go, and it doesn't. And it doesn't, I get a little upset. For example, this evening, playing farmer in the front yard. And,
I've never seen someone do a reverse dump with the bucket like that. You lifted it up hard enough where you got the bucket to dump onto the tractor instead of forward under where it's supposed to.
See, yeah, no, yeah.
I was amused.
Hey, I bet you were. You could barely handle that shovel you were doing. I don't know. It looked like you were trying to erase all the little work I was doing. Anyways,
I was putting some tile lines in for you.
had a little trouble in there, and Grady. I was not upset with Grady, but
You're upset at the situation.
yeah. But again, I was barking a little bit and getting mad, and then he asked me after the day, "Why were you yelling in there?" I'm like, you know what? It's like, what a great example you set a couple hours ago. Is when I thought it's like, oh yeah, Dad gets upset. But anyways, it's so funny because like at work, in the work part, I feel like that's a strength of mine. Like,
To
just for example, our line of work, when you're dealing with X amount of people, there's so many different layers, something is bound to not go right on a rather daily basis. And I think that's completely normal. Things aren't going to go the way you would like them to go all the time. And I think, kind of roll with the punches. And I think I do a fairly good job of doing that. But I don't know if my tolerance for it is so much lesser outside work, or I don't know. Or if I'm completely in control of a situation, if I feel like it should go right, but I get a little upset when things don't go my way. And that's, little instances. And then, of course, sometimes, as you call it, sad boy town. If you go to that and you feel like, you're beating yourself up about something and whining and, oh, if only this could go right. It's like,
woe is me.
can't catch a break. It's like, shut up. Deal with it.
Nobody has it worse than me.
Yeah. This is miserable. Which again, the way to reverse all that, the quickest way is a little gratitude session for sure. Reminding yourself. Like short of breath, getting concerned. You notice that? I was excited talking about this.
You had a good run. Maybe this will garner more views if someone dies live. We'll have to use that.
Yeah, what are you gonna put in the whatever?
Please.
In the description, the video description. If you had, I obviously wouldn't be making it, so what would it be?
Co-host of Leadership in 320 is...
It has to be something better because that means nothing to anybody. So you'd have to start with the juicy stuff.
Watch man's heart blow up in front of camera. His brother finishes the final 25 minutes of the podcast by himself.
Oh my God, that's messed up. But the question what we originally said is, when you get upset, mad about something, like I said, when things just don't go your way, you throw a little fit. Is what do you do in response to it? Good, we don't vacation in Sad Boy Town. We should make T-shirts that say that. Someone probably already has done that before.
Probably. We'll have to look into it.
Huh?
Oh, I said we'll have to look into it.
Yeah, we'll have to make some up if it's not already stolen, taken. But for me, again, sounds cliche or whatever else, but a little quick moment to reflection usually does it. You know what I mean? Because usually something that you're arguing about is so minuscule, so small. Someone has something else. You've had yourself a lot more significant problems. The person next to you has got something a lot worse than that going on. So it's like, give yourself, give me a break.
But everybody has something. And, some people just handle...
No, but we're talking about...
Some people handle it better.
Yeah, but we're talking about what do you do when you become upset? And I guess mine is, well, this is laughable right now, which brings me up something else we got to bring up on this. This is just going to be a little scrambled eggs. Charlie brains. We're going to figure out. No. Like if I'm actually in a spot, like in a good routine, if you're doing some working out sometime, it will get to the point where it's like, I'm just going to go take a quick jog. Go a mile down the road and come back, just because everyone feels better. Like we've said, if you bust out a couple push-ups or take a little jog, that gets you in a better spot.
Well, I think, and I think you said the perspective thing earlier. And for me, not that whether you do or don't have control over being mad, I feel like you more have control of how you respond to it or how you handle it. And I feel like after watching these Vikings games and Twins had a great season, but just watching any form of sports essentially for Minnesota based and having Dirks there now, it might have been a little bit more of a loose, I guess, or however you want to say it, was me watching it just by myself before and how I maybe handled those things. Where now, when I've got him sitting there and I'm like, he's watching me and responding, pretty much how I do. I feel like he's helped me censor myself.
You need to be censored. Let's wind the tape back about 15 minutes. Oh, I'm never mad about anything. I'm so happy. And then we're talking about, God, I got to censor myself. Now I got a kid that you're freaking out. As we're talking about the Vikings game. Well, God, nothing makes me mad, though. It's all over there. You were talking like Mrs. Doubtfire. Oh, hello there, young man. I don't know. I'm not upset by anything.
Help is on the way.
I done it. Then we're, oh God, so we're talking that, but now we're talking Rage Monster just from when old Kirko throws a pick. Charlie turns into the Rage Monster. I'm just sure.
He's always right there in the shadows.
Oh my gosh.
No, but I do. I just think that, there's appropriate ways of handling it, but I also think that you have to channel it, because I think just like sometimes it's okay to be unhappy or sad about things. You don't want to stop in sad boy town, but if I'm like, oh, I want to cry tonight, I'm going to watch radio. Or something like that. Like, you just gotta let it rip. So if you're really mad about something, I don't know, however you handle it. If you go run, go work out, maybe you just go out in your car and scream. Like, I don't know, whatever you do.
Gotta do something.
Just gotta let her go.
Just gotta right the ship. That's all. Right the ship. Don't want a vacation there. This will take a couple minutes. This is funny. First of all, you like the fit tonight here?
I don't care, but your wife didn't.
Yeah, she didn't like the color combos, I don't think.
No.
Or any of it for that matter. That's okay.
If I didn't know any better, I think you had 140-watt light bulb in your bedroom, and that's you tried to grab the stuff. These shorts.
My eyes aren't that good. I honestly think I am somewhat colorblind from what people have shared with over the years, but that's okay. I just had a Kenny Chesney lyric go through my head. I was thinking about the sky this evening.
I thought you were going to say I lost it.
What Kenny Chesney lyric? What Kenny Chesney lyric would I be thinking of?
Cotton Candy Sky.
Yeah, but what's the lyric?
I can't remember exactly, word for word.
Cotton Candy Sky.
Cotton Candy.
Cotton Candy Sky. So many colors in my eye. Proof again that God's alive. That's a fantastic line. That should be on a wall. This wall.
I'll paint it up. I'll paint it up there for you.
What song is that from? It's That Time of Day. I think that's the song. So I have 2 songs to listen to after tonight. I'm serious.
What's the other one?
The Jake Owen one.
Oh, yeah. I'll have to figure out
This is real life.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, hey.
What you were singing there? Were you trying to be a ventriloquist?
You gotta say it. No. I say it that way because then it looked like it didn't try because I'm really bad at singing. What is it? This is real life in the real world.
What was your point? What was your point in all of this?
Well, no, I've lost some point. I can't. We've talked about this enough. This is a leadership podcast, but definitely a theme in it is our lack thereof or our dedication, depending upon the time, to fitness. Whether it's fitness, whole Big Mac in my mouth, which I've been doing more of lately.
Can't believe you win against Burger King, huh?
Yeah, we can talk about that later too. Actually, this is going to fall right into our last few minutes here. I think we have to announce what we what we did yesterday.
Whoopsies.
Yesterday evening. But it was the text chain. Oops, I did it again. And then, yeah.
Give me the receipts.
Yeah, I said I want to see the receipts. So, as we've said, we are very much, I don't think you can even say amateur, because that would be, I think that would take a tone of being too serious, like an amateur runner. I think recreational runner is what I'm falling under these days.
That sounds like a fair term.
Recreational, know what I mean? Amateur, because
we're not first timers, but we're definitely not.
No, like I think of it like an amateur, I don't know, like an amateur golfer. like someone that calls himself
Like
an
on a
amateur
Corn
golfer.
Ferry tour.
Yeah, well, yeah, but they're still pro. They're pro.
Oh,
So, but
that
I'm
is
just saying,
true.
like when someone calls himself an amateur golfer, they're probably a pretty darn good golfer.
Yeah, I don't even consider myself a recreational
Right.
golfer. I'm a step below
Weekend,
whatever
yeah,
that
I'm
is.
a Sunday afternoon golfer. No, but anyways, we decided to dial it back up for the land of Fargo, which we'll talk about. I think for me, if one's gonna actually train, which we did not do last time at all. So the attraction to the Fargo Marathon is that it takes place right at the end of May.
And it's flat.
So it's beautiful running and it's flat. But as far as for training purposes, it's the good and the bad. So the ones that we're familiar with in our neck of the woods. So Fargo's one direction, and then the TCM, the Twin Cities Marathon, is the other way down the road. And that's in what, October?
Or that just, yeah.
Should have happened
Yeah.
a couple weeks ago. They weren't able to run it because of heat, which was interesting, but we talked about that a little bit. But if you didn't have a lot cooking in the summer and didn't have a young family, if you were out to like do some damage, I would say the Twin Cities Marathon.
Perfect time.
You know what I mean? It's summer.
You could start in April and you could train outside for
Little
entirety
15 week training camp, gets you a perfect time. You can start and you can pretty much do all your outside runs. Fargo one, on the other hand, is limited.
It's actually a perfect time because you can't really train outside.
No, which, there's a lot of miles to be banged away on the treadmill. But the nice thing is about the days are so much shorter, and there's just, you know what I mean? Instead of having the summer nights again, which lends itself to training. But if you're spending time with family, not taking out, especially those longer runs, it's easier to find the time in the winter. You know what I mean? For me, that's what I found when we were half training for it this past year. So that's something that I'm excited about. And I think we should hammer out a couple of details now. We haven't done this now, so this will be fun to do. What is that? If you had to guess now, which I haven't ran in like a month at all. But if you had to, so we've done really well in a marathon. I'll talk for myself.
I've done about the same each time.
I've done really well in one marathon and very, very, very poorly in the other, almost to the point where I can say that I finished it, but nothing beyond that.
So you're saying that now is interesting because I feel like I finished meh in each one. However, my second one, I finished like 7 or 8 minutes slower than the first, yet I feel like that was a greater accomplishment. And I feel the best about that one. And
which one do you feel the best about?
The second one.
Well, you should.
And you saying, though, that you felt like complete whatever trash for your second one, and I beat you by like 3 minutes.
I think you beat me more than that.
No, it was like 3 or 4 minutes.
Which blows my mind because I honestly walked.
I did too.
A lot.
I walked some. There's no shame in walking for any race. I don't care.
There's no shame in it, but that was much different. Like, if you would have told me it was a completely different mindset, like if the first time around, if someone had told me I would have walked, that didn't even enter my mind. I was not going to not finish that thing. Like, it would have felt defeat if I would have walked, even if I had a really good time. This time it was like, so we tried to keep the same pace that we did essentially if we had actually done some running and training, which I believe the wheels fell off for me at mile 12, I believe. I don't even know if I knocked out a half.
I don't think you got that far.
Wasn't 12.
No,
I think I got 12.
It was like 8.
I started walking.
Honestly, it was before we got to Moorhead.
Well, we'll have to pull up the map for fun.
Yeah, I'm curious.
Well, it's definitely before we got to Moorhead.
Yeah, but I thought that was like 8 miles.
Maybe it was. Well, no, I'm thinking actually.
Because I think I died at about 14.
I was thinking Moorhead State. When I could see the gates of Moorhead State, and unfortunately, that's where our fan section saw us.
But I ran through there by myself.
I didn't run. I almost quit.
No, remember that we were going up that.
Quit right there. I almost said I'm just done.
But we were going up that hill outside of Moorhead, like by that little like cemetery type thing, like going up and around that like
park
gravel. Yeah, that's when you told me to leave you, and I didn't want to.
No, it wasn't. I was in a very bad place, and it got very worse. Literally almost quit there. I'm like, oh, I can't quit here because that's what I had looked forward to so much, like running through Moorhead and
Yeah.
the Concordia, just some familiarity. I'm like, oh, I can't quit here. So literally like drug my legs through it. And then like I was looking at the map and it's like, my God, no one can like come pick me up right here. So I'm like, well, I might as well just keep going. But then that's when I hardly had any cramp. I've never had like any muscle cramp, which I don't think I have. Never worked hard enough. But like the first one, the training had some, like on some really nasty days in the summer. But the muscle cramp that I felt running downhill, unfortunately, it's like I didn't bust my face up. It was the whole leg seized. So when people give other people crap, which I was one of them, like, me, my fat guy on the couch, like, oh, the NFL players are ripped out of their mind, could never be a 100th of the athlete those guys are. Oh, look at those guys crapping, like millions of dollars, can't figure it out. That all rushed back. I'm like, oh my God, if that's what those people are feeling, which I'm assuming it is, I didn't think I was ever gonna be able to walk again. How quick that thing balled up like this. And I thought that was bad. That was my left quad. And about a half mile later, when I had just started running again, oh, I ever even said this, which some of these are still flashing back for me. But like I had a cup of blue Gatorade or whatever, and usually, the first time we ran it, was like, grab it on the way by, maybe get like a half and I'll throw the cup. This one, I'm literally like stopping like this, picking up more. Like drink like 8,
fueling up.
drink like 8 full. Like, please don't make me leave here.
I like it
grab
here.
it all.
I like it
one of
here.
these, one of these, one of those gels. I'm gonna try to force one of these down just because I feel like you need anything. But
anybody on the crowd have a bologna sandwich?
Essentially, like starting on mile whatever. I'm not even gonna tell you because it's probably wrong. But I mean, I essentially was walking for sure at a minimum at any. If I could see a hydration station, I was walking. So if that was coming into it or behind me, you know what I mean? That was a lot of walking. But this one, I'm like, you know what? I was gearing up, and I was kind of by these couple old guys, which was very humbling. And by old, I think they said they were both 70, and they both ran 40 marathons. I'm like, oh my God. And they're like, come on. I'm like, God, the peer pressure. So they were there, and like after we got out of the hydration station thing, like I had my glass power. I'm like, okay, whatever. So like I was gonna drink it and throw on the ground, pump myself up a little bit like this to take one step in my left calf, which I've never had that ever before. Literally just went, so I like stabbed it like threw the gator like in my face, not trying to. It was just like I literally throw the cup on the ground. And at that point I honestly thought, I'm like, I'm done. Like I'm not gonna be able to finish this. It's just not gonna happen. I didn't think it was gonna be possible. I didn't even know how to stretch it out. Luckily, I had seen some.
I mean, you can't. To me, I ran because every time you try to stretch out your calf, your hamstring would try to go, and then you try to stretch out your hamstring, and your quad would get tight. And
it was brutal. So the reason saying all this, the podcast will take on in the months ahead. That will be a little. We'll make sure not to focus on it, but that'll be a little nugget as far as how training is going. But if you had to guess right now, Charlie, not knowing how serious you're going to take it or not going to take it, I'm going to tell you this. My knees are not quite bad enough, and I'm too competitive to do what I did again this last time. I'm not in the mood just to do it. I already proved I could do that.
This isn't a loser mentality either on my end, but I am 98% sure that you will post a better time than me, only because of what happened last year. And I think that you won't let that happen to you again, where I can let that happen to me again. I would love to just fall in the range of where I've been. I don't want to go above. I don't really care if I go below. I'd like to, but I don't. It's not the end of the world. I just want to fall right in that range.
I'm thinking this. At this time, hopefully, you'll have entered a healthy baby. You'll be a father of 2. Hopefully, I will have at the same time. Mm-hmm. So be a father of 2, a father of 3. I'm thinking that
Ashley was already saying, she said she might, she'll maybe do, I can't remember, was it Friday night? She said
Friday night
maybe,
5K.
she said maybe she do the 5K, and then she said she'll have Dirks and the baby and the, well, not Dirks in the stroller, but baby in the stroller, and she said they'll cheer along on Saturday.
Dirk's feet might be dragging on the ground if you have him in the stroller.
His feet, his knees.
He can push this. He can push the stroller. God,
why is that 12-year-old in the stroller?
with his Stingers hat, they might think he's a grandpa or something.
That's mean.
Not mean. Like he's got lanky.
Well, he goes
this tall.
Well, I love it. He sits with his legs.
Oh yeah.
Crossed.
No, he'll be complaining about the weather in his Stingers cap.
It's too sunny.
Yeah, too sunny or too cold, whatever.
There's too many people here.
I'm gonna say this to you and whatever, and it could be a mistake. I don't see there's any reason to do it because I don't think I'm gonna be doing them very often, like at all anymore. I can see me wanting to get one done like in each decade, like as a goal as I get older. Know what I mean? Run one in 30s, run one in your 40s, 50. Not like every year. Like, know what I mean?
Yeah.
I think if you're gonna do it again, Fargo with the much more generous course. I think I gotta go to top the TCM one.
You're gonna. Oh, I got you. I thought you meant you liked that one more.
No, I'm gonna announce an official goal. Which right now, I'm just gonna put in the atmosphere. We haven't started anything yet. It's 355, and that's about as good as this guy could do. I think.
I would love under 430.
I'm going to say 355 because that would beat, I snuck under for a TCM 359, I think 56. 355.
I like it.
I don't even know what pace that would be. It would be probably like an 856 pace. 855. 850 maybe. No, 9 is directly 4 hours if I recall. I'll have to start the calculations again.
I know we got off track tonight. I just got to throw it out there maybe for some motivation. They had for like the presidential fitness test at school, and all the kids had to run a mile, which again, I think is an amazing feat for anybody, if you don't run much or if it's just not your thing, and to do that and just to hear the kids cheering each other on, and some of the kids who had to walk some at the end or for the last half, but just hearing the kids cheer them on and chanting their names, that was awesome. But I found out this morning, I could be wrong a little bit, but I believe I found the top time. What do you think the top time would be for a elementary student finishing a mile?
You mean like the top time like at your spot, like this year?
Yeah, like it happened yesterday.
A mile, so all the way up to 5th grade.
Oh. I was very impressed. Thinking of myself as a 5th grader, I was quick and fast are different than having the stamina to run a mile. I'm gonna say
quicker because I think I'm gonna give credit where credit's due. I'm gonna go aggressive. 6:23.
6:07.
Wow, that's flying. That's moving.
Yeah, I said that's. And
that was a little gentleman or a gal.
A 5th grader, but also the most even crazier than this, a 2nd grader finished 6:14.
What?
Yeah.
That's crazy.
I was not like.
Did they know? Do they know they're a runner, or do they like run? Well, they're only.
I think they love sports.
6:07. Gee, many crickets.
I know that's
wild.
Yeah, I didn't believe that. So yeah, but that just kind of fired me up a little bit though too, just to.
No, that's awesome.
To hear how they did and just getting to see out them running around the tracks. I'm cheering on yesterday, so that was some good motivation. Maybe that's what put me over the edge. Decided to
do it. Peer pressure. Right. Dude to know. Well, we'll end it on this. Charlie will set you up for a slam dunk. Hopefully you don't swing and miss.
It's 2 different sports.
It is. I like them all. I'm gonna tee this one up for you.
Well, let me get my racket out. Then I'll try to give her a whack. What?
Anyways. We talked about, if you're upset or whatever tonight and what do you do? Just remember that you always keep a good folks in your corner, whether it's professionally, personally, because, if you're in a bad spot and you need some help, you reach out to somebody and you want to make sure you got a couple people that will come run into you and say what? Charlie, you already said it once. the movie reference. You want to call somebody, you want someone running, saying what? And you're going to say it in this voice, and then we're going to close it off.
Help is on the way, dear.
Help is on the way, dear. Gotta have those people. But we will be back next week. We'll see you then. What was that?
I don't know.
Do it again.
It wasn't finger guns. It was full hands.
Okay.